Hello, everyone in YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, social media land. Again, this is Dominique coming at you on Artist interviews with the one and only Prince Cat-Eyez. Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Man, how are you doing in sunny Las Vegas?
I'm doing okay. It's about 84 degrees today with a nice little breeze going, so.
Good. Well, awesome. Well, it's like, what, 75 here in Colorado? Surprising.
Oh, okay.
Knowing last night was freezing. But, man, but no. So basically, how shall I start this interview? Okay, so after 9 years, people, 9 years, Prince Cat-Eyez is officially back on the music scene. One of the top, out artists, rappers that we have, and it's so good to see him back. Actually, from what I've heard through other people, is that you are one of the top. You are one of the best.
Oh,
So. And it shows, like, I mean, the support that you've had from your new album, Nine Lives, the support has been crazy. Like, I've been seeing you post numbers, and it's been amazing. So
yeah, it has.
that is so awesome. And so first things first, so I guess the first question is, one, why Nine Lives, the title for the album? And two, why
Okay.
9 years of being gone?
Okay, well, Nine Lives, I mean, I've had feline-related titles for, like, all of my projects, basically. And Nine Lives comes from not only the cat connection, but 9 years of being gone. There's 9 tracks on the album. In numerology, the number 9 is the highest form of evolution and change, which I feel like I'm at. And as to why it's been 9 years, I am living proof that mental health is something that needs to be taken more seriously. I was in a very, very dark place. I had a nervous breakdown that caused me to black out and lose 3 days. And in addition to that, I was hearing voices, having hallucinations, sitting in the corner, twirling my hair, talking to myself. I mean, I was pretty bad off. And I literally had to claw my way back. And it took me 9 years to do that.
Wow, man, that's wow, that's pretty deep. Like, so speaking of mental health, during that time period, you said you were having hallucinations and hearing voices. Just for people who are dealing with mental health issues, how did you deal with that, and what made you overcome those things?
I had to reach out and get help. Medication has been wonderful. Therapy has been wonderful. I'm still going through therapy. I'm still on medication. They just adjusted my meds the other day. And I'm doing okay.
Good. Well, good. We're glad you're doing okay. We are glad you are back on the music scene. The music for Nine Lives, the album, in my opinion, I mean, it's very different than what we've heard from out rappers in recent years. In
Right.
terms of, like, let's say for the first track, Mommy's Home, which was the single that came out. Mommy's Home, to me, is very has a very nostalgic feel to it in terms of like 90s, early 2000s
Yes.
hip hop. What inspired that particular track sound and overall feel?
Well, the entire album was produced by my boy Awkwardo, shout out. And but it's funny you should mention the nostalgia for 90s sound, because that's what basically influenced me in my style, in my sound, in my delivery. And the topic of Mommy's Home is basically there have been a lot of new out gay rappers that have come on the scene since I've been gone, and not all of them are good. And basically, I'm Mommy, and I'm home to regulate and punish these badass kids for doing wrong.
Okay. So, in terms of like rappers doing wrong, let's let's talk about that for a second. Like, okay, without, I would say without giving names, what do you not like about the current out hip hop scene?
That there's no unity, that there's not a platform for us to all congregate together on. Because when I was out, we had outhiphop.com. We had MJ's in Long Beach, California, that would do a gay hip hop night every week. Not every week, but every month.
Okay.
And there's no unity. There's everybody wants to be the star, but they don't want to put in the work and have the proper business protocols in place. And there's too many egos without enough talent to back it up. I mean, there's a lot of great talent out there,
Right.
but for the most part, a lot of these new artists are cookie cutter rappers.
So when you say cookie cutter, like what like what do you mean, just for clarification, when you say cookie cutter rappers?
Mass produced, over quantity over quality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Man, but you know, and that is a problem. Just, I mean, because everyone wants to sound like the next Drake.
And I'm not saying all of the gay rappers are like that. No. Don't get me misconstrued. There's a lot of really great, talented gay rappers out there, and I love and support each and every one of them. But there are those out there that need some work.
Well, yeah, and like I said, there are those who who are trying to be the next Drake, who are trying to be the next, Lil Wayne, who are trying to be the next Last O, and not everyone can be those people. Not everyone can be at that level. But do you think maybe in the future we might actually have an out rapper at that level?
With the success of Lil Nas X, I hope so. With the success of him and the records he's broken there, and with young MA as well, there's no reason why out gay rappers should not be out and proud right now.
Right.
And I feel that it is something that is going to be integrated into the mainstream, but it's going to be slowly, and it's going to be like pulling teeth. Because hip-hop is one of the most homophobic genres out there.
True. They are, and but I do like that they have been very accepting of Lil Nas X and of especially Young M.A.
Young M.A. is a beast. I love her.
It's like, man, she be killing these boys.
Yes, she do.
She really does. But but I like that, and I do hope one day that there is an out rapper who can take on the likes of Drake, and who can take on the likes of Lil Wayne, Pusha T, and all these like monster type rappers. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be great whenever it does happen, and whoever it happens to. But also going back to your album, 9 Lives, there is one song. There's one song on there, of course, that features myself and and Scandocious, who, I mean, this is actually my first time actually being on a song with Scandocious. I've heard of Scandocious for years, and I know a few people who have met him and probably worked with him, but what was your process when it came to picking out features for the album period, and also for the song A Different Kind of Club Song?
Well, with the features, I wanted artists that I knew and respected, and artists that I knew could do the damn thing and do some justice. And when it came to Another Kind of Club Song, I found you on Instagram, and you were singing one of your songs. I believe it was What You Want, which is my jam. But um, and I fell in love with your tone, and I knew that I needed a singer on Another Kind of Club Song, so I reached out to you, and thank God you bit back. And with Scandocious, I've known him for years. I've worked with him previously on several songs, and I knew I wanted to work with him again, so he was just a natural fit on the album.
Okay. That's dope. I mean, no, that's good. I mean, it's good to work with people that you respect and also people that you know.
Right.
You know, because sometimes working with new people is like, you know, dealing with egos, and then, you know, everyone has their own opinion about how the song should be done and everything. So,
Right.
you know, I mean, the cool part is, you know, for us, for this being our first time working together, I think we did pretty good. You know,
I think we did too.
I think so. I think the song came out really good.
Yeah, it's hot.
It is. It's a great offering, and I think people who hear it will continue to like it. I mean, honestly, I like the whole album. Like, I actually fucking got to sit down and just, you know, listen. And I mean, I've heard it in the car, but it's different when you're like driving to work, listening to it, versus you actually sitting with it and just taking the whole experience. Yeah. So I would recommend to everyone out there, 9 Lives, Prince Cat-Eyez' new album. So make sure you guys go check that out. It is literally everywhere. Everywhere music is streamed, sold, watched. It's everywhere, you guys. So make sure you guys go out and support that. But so another thing I wanted to ask you about is basically representation from artists when it comes to things like Pride Fest, street fairs, and other LGBTQ community events. Do you think there's enough representation from us artists versus maybe the drag queens or other forms of entertainment that they normally choose?
No, I don't. I think that some prides will book like 1 or 2 or 3 out artists, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to draw crowds with the celebrities. They're going to draw crowds with the drag queens. They're going to draw crowds with the people that they can get that are big names for a sack of nickels. And I think that if it's the whole port of Pride is to be about us, that more of us should be there.
No, I agree. I mean, and the only reason why I ask that is because, you know, us as music artists, sometimes we do get pushed to the back burner when it comes to, you know, picking out who should and should not perform for our own community events.
Right.
And I do think that more representation from us, because there are out artists who are not at the level of Elton John, Sam Smith, who are just as dope, who are just as great of a performer as them, but they don't ever get to hit or touch the stage ever.
Right.
You know, and sometimes I look at, you know, when I'm on YouTube by myself, you know, sometimes I'll look at different prides from all around the country, and I see, okay, this pride actually does support artists where this pride might not. And then I look at my own city, and it's like, well, what can we do as a community to really, like, you know, push our music artists forward, and how, you know, how can we support not just each other, but how can the community itself rally around us and support us? And I think the main thing is to, one, allow us on the platforms, allow us to perform at places like Pride. You know, even you know, like even like the street events. There's like street fairs that I've seen you know, on YouTube from like LGBT street fairs. They're not
Right.
associated with Pride, but they're kind of like a mini, you know, version of Pride. And
Yeah.
you know, again, it's like, well, we all need representation. No, all of us are not rappers, and I think that's another thing is that because I know
Yeah.
I get the misconception a lot when I tell people I'm a music artist, they automatically think I'm a rapper, and
Okay.
no, for and I get that a lot. And then when I tell people no, I'm an R&B singer, they're like, oh, oh, you know, as if,
Okay.
you know, as if it's unheard of. So, do you get kind of like those misconceptions where you like when you tell people I'm an
Yeah.
artist and they think one thing, you know?
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm an artist. Oh, when I say I'm a musician, they're like, oh, what do you play?
Yep.
No, I don't play. Oh, you sing. I'm like, no, I rap. Oh, you don't look like a rapper. Well, what does a rapper look like? Right.
Well,
Yeah, no. I feel you. So I get that too. So
it's I mean it's really interesting and but no, I think though again it just goes back to the community really rallying around us and providing that protection and providing that support that out music artists really need, especially right now.
the
um
community definitely needs to be more supportive. I mean, if they'll flock to go get the latest Beyonce, Rihanna, Lady Gaga, pop diva of choice, insert name here,
right.
and but they won't spend 99 cents to download a single, or they won't. I mean, and with streaming services now, everybody and their mama got a subscription to a streaming service, so there really is no excuse to be not checking out some of these great gay artists.
Right. No, I agree. I agree 100%. So I would say moving forward, what would be your idea or one of your ideas to help change the dynamic a little bit so that way, you know, I don't want people to, I mean, because I don't want people looking at you and being like, well, you know, you don't look like a rapper, but, you know, not knowing that you're honestly one of the most respected out rappers here, you know, in the country right now. So, what would you change, or what would you, um, you know, what ideas do you think that you could provide to these events to say, hey, just because I'm a rapper doesn't mean I'm a bad performer.
Right. Huh. Well, I think that the important thing is that prides, they have money,
Hmm.
and they need to use that money, otherwise they lose it. They don't get to recoup it. They don't get to roll it over till next year. They, you know, the reality is we need to find some way to make festivals and street fairs and prides realize that we're a good investment because we're part of the community. And I think that we also need to do more with LGBT youth to get them hooked on our sound and get them to support and show love as well. Um, because a lot of times in the gay community, if they've never heard of you, they won't fuck with you. And it's sad, especially being an independent artist, you know, where we have to work twice as hard for half the credit.
Yep. True. And it is hard out here. It really is super hard. But, you know, but I am thankful that people like you, myself, Scandocious, even, you know, who else is on here? Big Nug, um, Swanee River, who I've never heard of until your album, and even Dirty Hannah, yeah, Hannah. You know, Lauren Jamal, Quincy, and all. In fact, Quincy just got signed to Marshall Park, right?
Yes, he got signed to my label, Marshall Park Entertainment, so he's now my label mate. And actually, Quincy and I are going to be teaming up to do a duet project soon. So,
Ooh, that would be okay. That actually sounds pretty good. I mean, but that's the thing. It's just like when I see Marshall Park Entertainment, like when they put that up. I mean, I heard them on Verbal Slaughter, and I didn't know which
Yeah.
voice was him, but you know, I mean, honestly, like everyone did really well with the Verbal Slaughter. I think that's actually one of my favorite tracks.
Thank you.
Because, you know, I mean, it just allowed everyone to really give like, you know, that raw, you know, just bars, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm not gonna lie, I always tell people, it's like some of the out rappers actually have better bars than a lot of your favorite rappers who are out right now.
This is very true.
You know, I mean, you know, I've met a few out rappers that can body some of the, you know, the Nicki Minaj's, and you know, when you're talking about, you know, catalog, you know, they can body.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
but no, but I do like the fact that you did reach out to all, you know, LGBTQ artists that you respect and you love, and also and this also gives us a chance to reach a wider audience. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, and you know, so I'm very thankful because now more people are listening to my stuff because
Yay!
you know, and I'm also very thankful to even just be associated on your project and, you know, to be
Oh,
part of your comeback journey, um,
thank you.
you know, when it comes to the music. So I'm
I
very
was
excited.
very thrilled to have you.
But no, I'm very excited to see what happens in the future, whatever is next for you. I'm super excited for. Um, but I guess if I had one last question. What advice would you give to any and all aspiring LGBT rappers and artists in general?
Be prepared for a lot of shit talking. Be prepared for a lot of money that you're going to be coming out of pocket with. Be prepared for a lot. Get a thick skin. Get a very thick skin. And because you're going to have people coming at you, you're going to have haters, you're going to have people saying, oh, you can't do this. You're going to have straight people saying, oh, stay on beat, faggot, or stuff like that. You know, so get a thick skin. If this is what you really desire and love doing, don't let anybody stop you, and make sure your business is straight and all of your um, legalities are covered. Cover your ass.
Okay. No, very, very good words. And those are very true. And, you know, like you said, the main thing is that I got was, you know, you have to have thick skin and you got to be
Absolutely.
prepared for any and everything. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so I would say, as you know, as we come to a close and as we move forward in our own careers, just allow. I always just tell people, you know, just allow our examples and what we're doing to be a blueprint for you. So if you are an aspiring artist, let what we do be a blueprint for you. Um,
Absolutely.
you know, you don't have to follow the same exact path that we do, but at least take bits and pieces and you know, apply it to yourself. I mean, because I mean, we're all successful in our own way, to be perfectly
Right.
honest. But again, you know, thank you so much for the opportunity to be on your album, and thank you so much for the opportunity to again interview you. You know, kind of pick your brain a little bit.
Oh, no problem.
And hopefully we'll get to do this again, and hopefully we'll get to work together again.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
well, okay, I guess we will be working together again because
Right.
I sent you a track for my album.
Yes. Yes. And I will I've already started writing to it.
Nice. So hopefully, you know, hopefully you guys will get to hear that very soon. But that's possibly, actually, that's one I do on my album. But um, so yeah, so I mean, we're gonna be working together a lot more.
Yes.
And you know, and I will always tell people like, hey, if we can collaborate together, why can't the rest of y'all?
Amen.
You know, all these egos and everything, let's throw them out the window. Let's make some good music, and guess what, let's make money together. Let's just do it all together.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. There's enough money out there for everybody.
Yep, and there's enough stage for everybody at all these events. There's enough stage
Yes.
for all of us. You know, like I said, no disrespect to my drag queens, I love y'all, but you know, there's enough stage for all of us. So
Absolutely.
hopefully, my goal is to one day have all of us on stage together.
Oh,
Doing,
that would be dope.
I think that would be really cool to have like myself, you, maybe a few of these other guys,
Yeah.
just, just in unity on one stage, and to show people like, we can work together, we can do
Yeah.
something,
Well,
so,
it has been done. I mean, the Homo Revolution tour that I was on was the first ever LGBT rap tour in history, and we got along really well when we were on the road together, and it was really fun, and it was a wonderful experience of fellowship as well as music. So,
well, might have to bring that back.
abso-friggin-lutely.
I mean, sounds like a great idea in my opinion.
Yeah.
um, But anyway, well, once again, good people, you have just heard from Prince Cat-Eyez, one of the top out rappers. I want to say LGBT, but I'm just gonna say out rappers in the world right now. If you have
Hey.
not heard of them, please scoot on over to your YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, whatever it is that you stream and purchase music from. I suggest you scoot on over to there and look up Prince Cat-Eyez. His album Nine Lives is dope. I'm super honored and super proud to be part of that project. And yeah, I'm looking forward to what else you have in store and what else you are going to release in the near future.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, good people. You have just, again, heard from myself and Prince Cat-Eyez. This is Artist on Artist. Look forward to another episode, hopefully next week, where I will be doing another interview with another artist. You will find out who later. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And Prince Cat-Eyez, any last words before we go?
Check me out on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Follow me. I usually follow back. And just save the music.
There you go. Save the music. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Not washing. My God. Watching. It's been
It
a
happens.
long week, y'all. It really has been.
It
But
happens.
thank you guys so much for watching. Again, this is Artist on Artist. My name is DMINQ. You have just heard from Prince Cat-Eyez. You guys have a fabulous weekend.